If you thought that your income was too high as a medical professional to use a Roth IRA, you have fallen into one of the most common money myths there is in our world. There is actually a perfectly legal IRS-sanctioned way to get around this, commonly called the Backdoor Roth IRA. I'm going to show you the exact steps to do it, when it's a good idea and when it's not. Now let me start by being clear, you only need to use this if your income is above the limit to use a Roth IRA regularly. If you're a medical professional and you're single earning $110,000 a year, you can just open an IRA, a Roth IRA at any firm, Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, etc., make direct contributions to the Roth IRA, invest the money, and be done with it. But if your income is above the limit to contribute at all, or if you're in the phase-out period where you can't actually make a full contribution, this is something to use. These are the income limits for 2024 sourced from Fidelity. You can see that your tax filing status determines part of this, as does your modified adjusted gross income. Remember, your gross income is your entire W-2 job's gross pre-tax, everything income, right? Your adjusted gross income subtracts out tax credits and deductions, and then your modified adjusted gross income subtracts out a few other things, one of which being student loan interest deductions. If you are a single tax filer and you are earning greater than $161,000, you're not eligible for any contribution. If you're married filing jointly, that number is $240,000. And the topic of a backdoor Roth IRA for those married filing separately, honestly, is beyond the scope of this video, but in general, it's difficult to use IRAs of any type if you are married filing separately and you have an income. Now remember, those are the limits of no further contributions at all, but there is a phase-out period that starts earlier. For single filers, it's $146,000, and for married filing jointly, that's $230,000. So now that you know when you need to do this, there's two questions left to answer. One is how, and the next one is when not to. The how is actually easier than you think. You need two IRA accounts open, ideally at the same firm. One is a traditional IRA, one is a Roth IRA. You make the contribution to the traditional IRA, you wait for the money to settle, you click the button that says convert to Roth, the money lands in your Roth IRA, and then you go in and invest the funds. Now, in order to do this correctly, you need to make sure that you do the conversion immediately and that there's no growth or very little growth that has occurred during the time frame that the money was in the traditional IRA. Then when you go to file your taxes, you let your CPA know, you file Form 8606 telling the IRS that you made a non-deductible contribution to an IRA. So when do you not do this? If you have other IRA balances, a rollover IRA, traditional IRA, SEP IRA, simple IRA, etc., you want to not necessarily move forward with this without talking to a CPA. Why? There's something called the pro-rata rule that basically says that when the IRS determines what amount of this conversion is going to be taxable, they're actually going to make you aggregate all your IRAs as though they're one. That is a fancy way of saying that this may not be a tax-neutral event if you're doing it with an IRA balance in the background. And so if that's you, you can either roll over that balance into your current employer account or talk to your CPA about what the tax bill will look like. Regardless, this strategy is very effective for medical professionals who are doing their pre-tax investing in traditional 401ks or in 403bs and don't have existing IRA balances. Now, if you found those steps confusing, last year I actually created a screen recording of myself doing my own backdoor Roth IRA to show you how it's done. You need two separate accounts at Vanguard to do this, a traditional and a Roth IRA. This is my traditional IRA with a zero balance. I'm going to go in and under Transact, I will click Contribute to IRA. Then this screen pops up. Because it's between January and April 15th, I'll be given the option to choose if this is for 2022 or 2023. As you can see, I've already maxed out my 2022 IRA balance, so this is going to be a 2023 contribution. I will click for this to go into the money market or settlement fund, and then the amount I want to do, which will be $6,500 to max the account for 2023. Then click Continue. Once you select the Convert to Roth button, this screen will pop up, and you're going to type in that you want to convert the entire $6,500. Remember, Roth conversions are normally taxable events, but because I'm doing this right away from money out of my settlement account that I never invested, there's no earnings, and I'm electing not to have federal and state taxes withheld. Lastly, don't forget the most important step, that once the money is in your Roth IRA, you need to actually invest it. Now for 2024, the maximum you can contribute to a Roth IRA, or all IRAs for that matter, is $7,000 unless you're eligible for catch-up contributions. And to be honest, there's almost no reason any medical professional should not max this account out fully every single year. So if you haven't done it yet, be sure to add it to your list. If you're wondering why you need to actually fully max the account out and not just make contributions towards the goal, make sure you watch my video on how to lose $1.2 million investing.